day. Welcome to SOC 101, Principles of Sociology. Study Session 1, The Sociological Perspective. Introduction. Sociology in broad terms is defined as the study of human society. In order to understand what sociology means, there are three main areas one needs to closely pay attention to, and these include social structures, that is, the family, education, social stratification, social systems, for example, culture and identity, agents of social control, and social issues, such as the causes of crime and the impact of unemployment. In this lecture, we'll examine the meaning of sociology and the key concepts in sociology. We'll also look at why the students of sociology is very important to society. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this session, you should be able to define and use correctly all of the keywords printed in bold. Enumerate 4 concepts that are important to sociology. Also mention 5 benefits of studying sociology. And lastly, briefly explain what is meant by critical thinking in sociology. Meaning of sociology. Many sociologists have defined what sociology means in various ways. The American Sociological Association 2006, for instance, describes sociology as the study of social life, social change, and the social causes and consequences of human behavior. They contend that sociologists investigate the structure of groups, organizations, and societies, and how people interact with these contexts. Other sociologists have defined sociology as a scientific study of society and human behavior. The influence of society on human behavior is therefore the central question asked by the sociologists when they attempt to explain why human beings behave the way they do. Unarguably, people are social beings more than they are individuals. Our thinking and motivation are largely shaped by our life experiences as we interact with one another. According to Barker in 1997, society profoundly shapes human behavior and attitudes. This means that human beings exist within social structures, which refer to patterns and social interaction and social relationships. Social structures, in turn, have great influence on who we are as individuals. They influence our behavior, our attitudes, and our life chances. Social structure is complex and often contradictory. Within the vast field of sociology, the common denominator and object of interest is people. Sociology therefore explores the forces that influence people and help shape their lives. It is widely believed that society shapes what we do, how we do it, and how we understand what others do. This also means that options in life are usually determined in the past and are molded by currently existing structures that provide well-established guidelines for how individuals conduct their lives. This assertion is well captured in this quote given by Mark Yonis and Plummer, that in the game of life, we may decide how to play our cards, but it is the society that deals us the end. University of Limerick, 2007. The discipline of sociology, therefore, enables us to understand the structure and dynamics of society, as well as the complex connections and patterns of individual life changes and human behavior. Sociologists examine the ways in which forms of social structures, such as groups, organizations, communities, social categories like class, sex, age, race, and various social institutions such as kinship, economic, political, or religious, and how it affects human behavior, actions, and opportunities. In the same way, the discipline of sociology also explores how both individuals and collectivist constructs maintain and alter social organization in various ways. Sociology probes into the sources and consequences of change in social arrangements and institutions, including the satisfactions and difficulties of planning, accomplishing, and adapting to such change. Areas of interest to sociologists include culture, values, socialization, cooperation, conflict, power, exchange, inequality, deviance, social control, violence, order, and social change. Concepts in sociology. Sociologists have terms which help them to explain complex ideas. These are referred to as concepts. Now let us look at some of the sociological concepts. 1. Social status. Social status refers to the social position of a person in a given society. Everyone in society has a collection of social positions that he or she occupies. This is also known as a status set. This implies that everyone occupies more than one status. For example, a typical lecturer is a father or mother, friend, community leader, and so on. Social status can be ascribed or achieved. Social status is ascribed when it is assigned to an individual without considering the person's innate differences or individual abilities. Sex, age, and ethnic nationality are good examples of ascribed statuses. Achieved social status is indeed a contrast to ascribed status. These status is acquired through personal efforts or sometimes by chance. In modern society, many statuses are acquired through specialized training. This explains why the son of a poor man in the village can become a professor, while the daughter of a rich man in the town will become a prostitute. The basic reason for this kind of situation is because we are now living in an industrialized and modernized age where there is social mobility in society. Social mobility simply means freedom to move from status to status. This can be either upward or downward. 2. Social roles. Status and roles are closely associated, but they are not the same thing. The roles assigned to certain statuses can also be reassigned to others. In simple terms, roles are the socially defined expectations that link each of us to other people. We all depend on social structures for clues about what to expect of the people we meet and how to cope with them. This means that all social life is based on pattern interactions. It is pattern because each person knows how to behave and how others will behave towards him or her in a given situation. Each person does not only have more than one status, but a complex status set, and these statuses have arrays of associated roles, which are collectively known as role sets. In real life situations, some roles are inherently difficult to perform than others. Sometimes, a person is unsuited for an achieved role. Sometimes, a person is forced to perform a new role without any preparation. Difficulty in performing a social role is called role strain. The most widespread form of role strain comes from the role conflict. Role conflict is commonly defined as the incompatibility or competition between different roles. Role conflict is usually managed through the following mechanisms: role bargaining, delegation, and role elimination. 3. Institutions. This refers to associations, customs, or relationships consciously approved by society and organized and maintained through prescribed rules and agencies. An institution is also seen as a sort of super custom, a sort of mores, folkways, and patterns of behavior that deals with major social interests, such as law and family, for examples. Thus, a social institution consists of all the structural components of society, through which the main concerns and activities are organized, and social needs, such as those for order, belief, and reproduction, are met. Institutions are created for the maintenance of order in society, as well as for the achievement of certain goals. Topics of study in sociology. The following are the main subject areas in sociology. 1. Sociology studies very small social relationships involving only a few people, such as a family. They also explore relationships in much larger social collectivities, such as organizations and institutions. 2. Sociologists are also concerned with issues revolving around social class, poverty, gender, race and ethnicity or religion, as well as social mobility and education. All topics include culture, socialization, conflict, power, and deviance. 3. Very large social relationships, such as those between nation states, for example, the economy and political system, are also the domain of sociology. In fact, the whole topic of globalization is relevant to sociology. Sociology and critical thinking. Sociology requires one to look at the world critically. C. Wright Mills, 1959, argues that the students of sociology must acquire a healthy skepticism regarding overtly simplified or commonly accepted conceptions of human affairs. Critical thinking in this context implies a willingness to ask any question, no matter how difficult, to be open to any answer that is supported by reason and evidence, and to confront one's own biases and prejudices openly when they get in the way. Hensley, 2004. Sequel to the fact that sociology usually explores problems of pressing interest, it can therefore be inferred that its topics are often objects of major controversy and conflict in society itself. Giddens, 1987. Largely and rarely do sociologists advocate for revolt, but they do call attention to the fundamental social questions of our day. Sociology helps bring contentious issues into sharp focus. In doing so, however, feelings may get hurt and individuals may become insulted. However, the importance of sociology is to provide the understanding that alternative points of view exist. Stepping on toes, after all, is nothing new for sociology. Sometimes, sociologists step on toes by high-ranking officials to the point where national government advocates a policy of limiting the number of sociologists. Adenson and Howard, 2001. It is emphasized here that we must always recognize that there are a variety of points of view on any given subject in sociology. These points of view are referred to as perspectives. Perspectives are limited. Social facts, therefore, are understood in the context of many perspectives, which are often complex and contradictory. Sociology therefore exists as a method that organizes one's thoughts about society and then defines a person's place in society. Benefits of studying sociology. There are indeed numerous benefits for studying sociology. The following are some of the practical skills and insights you want to gain after studying sociology. 1. Ability to recognize trends and patterns in society. 2. The development of critical thinking skills. 3. Acquisition of good research skills in data collection. 4. Capacity to create concise reports and essays. 5. The development of planning and organizational skills. 6. Improved oral presentation skills and interpersonal communications. And 7. Enhanced management skills and grant writing ability. Sociology is also useful in social and marketing research, sports development, psychology, law, human resources management, information science, journalism and corporate communications, geography and environmental management and development studies. Baker, 2005. Although most employment, specifically in sociology, occurs in the context of academics, most often governmental and non-governmental organizations, colleges and universities hire sociologists where they teach or engage in social research. Outside academia, there is also applied sociology, where sociologists use sociology to solve specific social problems. Applied sociology does not fall in the realm of social reform. What is it? That is, it does not advocate rebuilding society. Rather, applied sociologists are interested in tackling specific social problems. Applied sociologists may focus on problems in the workplace or virtually any aspect of social life, such as crime and delinquency, social welfare, education, reforms, security, youth unemployment, and so on. Study session summary. Sociology is defined as the study of social life, social change, and the social causes and consequences of human behavior. Sociology investigates the structure of group organizations and societies and how people interact with these contexts. Sociologists employ key concepts in sociology, such as social status, social role, and institutions explain complex ideas. Institutions are created for the maintenance of order in society, as well as for the achievement of certain goals. There are benefits of studying sociology. Topics of interest in sociology include culture, values, socialization, cooperation, conflict, power, exchange, inequality, deviance, social control, violence order, and social change. End of study session 1. Thank you for listening.